What's up? Welcome back. It's been a while since I posted anything, for good reason. I've been super busy, namely now that I'm out working in Utah for the summer. But yeah, I've done a whole lot in the past few months. I went to Radwood in Austin, and then I bought another set of pretty sweet vintage billet wheels. And now the first thing I've done in Utah besides working is I bought another truck. So I guess let's go back in time a little bit and we'll see what's up with Mike from April. Welcome back. I once again have the 96 Silverado at the shop today. I need to do a quick wash, maintenance, like an oil change, and then make sure, check everything else that's okay on it, because I got a car show that I got to drive to next week. So let's do it. All right, so I've got the 96 in the shop. After washing it, I just did a quick wax on it, just a little spray wax. Then I went ahead and changed the oil, did a little bit of maintenance on this thing just to make sure it'll be fine for the road trip. Still need to polish the wheels again, but I've been cleaning out the interior, just vacuuming and spraying some interior detailer. And it's the little things, and that little console right in there, that piece. I got a billet filler from Spare Time Fab, and it's gonna be the first little billet piece in here other than the billet shift knob. So yeah, we'll go ahead and slap that in. Should be a nice little pop. I need to do some more stuff billet in this truck, but you know, gotta start somewhere. So it installed very easily, just two little pieces of double-sided adhesive that stuck it on there. Yeah, pretty cool. Just a little bit of pop. It's very inconspicuous, but whenever I have all the billet stuff, it'll tie it in eventually. All right, I've just been doing a few things to clean the truck up. I went ahead and I've polished this side of the wheels, and it's worth noting that I'm obviously not a professional polisher. I just did a hand polish with some white diamond, and then this side just polished, but I still got to buff off. You can tell, obviously, very dark and gross front and rear. So I'll go ahead and buff these off, and they'll clean up well enough to show. End of the day, these are cheap wheels. So yeah, good deal. After lots of thought and looking at how dry these tires are on the intros, I think if I'm going to be driving this thing on a 1,000-mile round trip, I'm just going to go ahead and I'll polish up the center lines, put them back on. I'll have a little bit more peace of mind just because I've taken these on trips before and they've been fine. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and polish these out real quick, and then we'll slap them on. Not ideal because I really like the stance that these tires and wheels have with the intros, but you know, rather be safe than sorry. Oh well. All right, I haven't done any videoing or anything, but I did swap over the center lines and we made it to San Antonio. Staying at a friend's house tonight. I forgot it's very dark out here, but Daniel's got his Citroen out here on the trailer in a Suburban, and then Gunner up there a little bit. You can't really see it, but that's his Toyota Hilux Surf from Japan. Truck did just fine on the drive, bottomed out a little bit, and then inside Clayton's little garage from Buddy's house, got his Acti, installing some graphics on it. gonna look real cool. Okay, it is right at about 4 a.m. and I am in the 93 Jimmy today. Just filled it up and I am hitting the road. I got to drive about 3.5 hours south because I found a deal on Facebook Marketplace last night that I couldn't pass up. So I messaged the seller, was able to get in contact with him, and he said if I can get there before he has to go to his dentist appointment this morning at 8, I can get the, I'll go ahead and say it, I'm getting wheels again. But yeah, so I am hitting the road and I will update you as soon as I get closer, and we'll see what I'm picking up today. Okay, 3.5 hours later, the wheels were real. Yeah, staggered welds. I don't even know what size they are. They were priced for so cheap on Facebook Marketplace that I immediately just messaged the guy and said, I can be there first thing in the morning. He was like, if you can get here before my dentist appointment at 8 a.m., you can take them. And he ended up getting like 50, 60 messages after me, but just held them for me until the next morning, and because I guess I'm the only one crazy enough to make that drive that early. But yeah, they're real. I left with all of my internal organs. 3.5 hours back, and we'll check these puppies out. Let's go. All right, I'm back now at the shop after 3.5 hour drive back. These are 17 by 8s in the front, 17 by 9.5 in the rear. Directional, obviously. And, you know, they definitely need to be sanded and polished. They're pretty rough, but for how cheap I got them, I can't complain. I am super excited. Gonna clean these up. Not sure if they'll go on the S10 or the Jimmy or this truck, perhaps. Who knows? 17s might be too small for this truck, but you know what these would look really good on is in future Astro van project. That's what I want them for. That would be super sick. We'll see. Right now, I'm just glad I got them. Jimmy did great on the drive. Of course, I was smoking the 13 and 17-year-old cicadas that are coming out. Welds look super gross on this thing. I got nothing but rain on the way back. And now the sun is out, but this thing is just super nasty and dirty. But hey, it got 22 miles per gallon. I'm super comfy driving in this thing. Good Jimmy, I love it. Good truck. Oh, yeah, by the way, right before I left for my job in Utah, I got the C10 running again and driving. I picked up a used 700 R4 off of one of my buddies, Nick, and my buddy Gunner had his brother come and help me install it, and finally got this thing back on the road. Super stoked to be able to drive it again, ready to lower it as soon as I get back from Utah in the fall. back to the present, I guess. But yeah, now that you're completely caught up on all my shenanigans back home in Louisiana, I guess we'll get to the point of this video, which is not only catching you up, but showing you my latest purchase. Whenever I'm out here in Utah, I've got a company truck for most days of the week. But then on my 2 off days out of every 14 days, I need something that I can just go and, if I want to just go hit some trails, drive up the mountains, go hiking, go check out some scenery, do some fun adventure and stuff, I needed a truck. So I think what I found is pretty neat. I found it on the Facebook Marketplace local. And yeah, as soon as I get down from this hike, I will show you what I got. Alright, as soon as I get around this corner, you'll be able to see my latest purchase out here in Utah. There it is, 2000 Chevy Blazer ZR2. These things are pretty neat. I've always thought they were cool whenever I was growing up, and pretty excited to own this one. This truck, the cool thing about the ZR2 Blazers are they're factory lifted, and they have 31-inch all-terrain tires from the factory, as well as a metal skid plate. And on the Blazers, they also have the rear spare tire swing arm door. Pretty dang cool. This truck originally came out of Montana, and the guy I bought it from actually got it from a government auction because this was a federal drug seizure vehicle. So he's cleaned it out pretty well. I haven't found anything crazy inside of it, but yeah, it's a pretty clean little truck. It's got a couple little broken dash parts as expected, and I mean, it's definitely been used. Pretty high mileage. It's like 287,000, but it runs like a top. And yeah, another cool thing about these ZR2 Blazers from the factory is factory 373 rear differential and posi. So four-wheel drive, of course. It's a little bit different from what I usually buy. I've never owned anything four-wheel drive before, but I figure I'd stick with the bow tie and continue with my GM truck collection. But yeah, this thing is super neat. It's got a factory moonroof, and I really dig this thing. Pretty clean interior for how many miles are on it, and the fact that it's a federal drug seizure vehicle. But yeah, I'm excited to own this thing. Excited to take it on some trips, go up into the mountains, hit some trails. And yeah, I'll do a quick little full walk around. Paint cleaned up pretty nicely. I think this thing is super sweet, and I'm excited to drive it.